Well, that took about 2 hours. But the thing is, finding that 2 hours wasn't easy. So basically, one of the 1,000 things on my list here is done. The thing about moving from a condo to a house, jeez, let me tell you, the work. A lot of the most of the things I've done haven't been on this list, obviously. Jeez, got myself a mulching mower and whacked down the dandelions. I also got a really cool 3-jaw weed puller. The thing just yanks weeds like a breeze. Let me see if I can show it to you guys. Yeah, you just jam those 3 jaws around the weed and step on the little pedal and tilt the lever back, and it yanks the weed right out. Very impressive. Oh, borrowed a set of hedge trimmers and got that hedge whacked down a little bit. Now it looks like a human being lives here. But let me tell you, the freaking work. I got my living room pretty much done. This is where Dad's going to be camping. So he's got it partially set up. And I still have a few boxes yet to undo here, to unpack. And let me tell you, one awesome thing about a house is the storage space. My goodness. Those 2 sheds and that 3-room shed back there, that is just crazy huge storage. Plus the garage, I have never had so much space. But you know, I will deny it if anybody ever says this. But you know, I could use a time machine. A time machine to go back to the early 60s and find a wife. Not the divorce you at the drop of a hat and take everything you own kind of wife that you can find nowadays. But the actual ones from the early 60s where they were kind of, you know, the old deal really existed. Because there have been so many times when when I've been cooking or doing laundry or whatever, and of course working, when you know an actual traditional wife would actually make sense, and not just for the obvious you know, the fulfillment, the company, and all that good stuff, but the actual practicality. You know, in the past, before things went nuts, a guy, he'd be working 10, 12 hours a day, and he would then come home, and his clothes would be repaired, and there'd be a meal, and he would be ready, you know, and sort of supported so that he could leap back into action and continue, you know, his brutally hard job. Now, granted, my job isn't quite as hard these days because we've got hydraulic jacks and air tools. It's not as brutal being a diesel mechanic now as it once was, but still, you know, with holding down a job and a real house like this, you know, it could have come in pretty darn handy. So, oh well, that's not available, so I'll do the best I can. But, I mean, I could certainly use some help taking care of this place, but I wouldn't want to, lose it in divorce court, so I'll just skip that. Well, anyway, back to this. Put in the... It only took a couple hours to do this garbage disposal, but I just didn't have the time. I've been just totally going for 3 weeks now. Very little time has actually been available for me to do like very much at all as far as leisure. I mean, I haven't stepped on that thing for since I came to the house here. Oh well. So basically, the place feels like home now. I mean, I was really uncomfortable for the first couple weeks living here. I mean, it felt like just somebody else's place. It just did not feel like mine, and I was really homesick for the condo. But now I am really starting to get seriously comfortable here, and it has got so many possibilities. All I need is just a few more months, and basically I've got like a list for the condo as well, like the paint the ceiling, fix a number of things, and then I'll be able to either rent that condo out or sell it. I really am still on the fence, but I'm actually kind of leaning toward renting it out now, because I might be able to get like after all the expenses, I might be able to get like $350 or $400 a month, and that could make a significant dent in my house payment. It would turn it from $1,050 to like $650 or so, and then with my dad kicking in a little bit for his room over there, that'll be like maybe $300 a month to pay the mortgage, and then everything else I slam into the mortgage will be extra and principal. So that's the plan. I just gotta keep going, and as soon as I get my feet underneath me here, I have quite a few neat little experiments that I want to do. I really want to develop that duckweed possibility. I want to see how fast I can grow that stuff, and see if it'll grow in the wintertime in the Pacific Northwest, meaning it isn't frozen, but it's like 40 degrees or so, and overcast most days, and I think that it's possible still, because it's not frozen and we still get some solar activity. I bet that I can still grow that stuff in the winter. And if there is like a tremendous SHTF deal, I could basically dig a bunch of trenches out there in the yard, in the places where the solar exposure is the greatest, of course, and then just have one ditch sort of drain into the other, and just basically throw all the compost I have in there, and as distasteful as it sounds, I would take a leak in there whenever I needed to, and then basically all of that nitrogen would free up. It would be like exactly like aquaponics, only without the fish, you know. So it should conceivably like produce a tremendous amount of protein, and that is a very high protein, and it's got some carbs plant out there. So it might be something like that could ramp up in production so fast. I mean, just like practically overnight, it could be spread throughout like the neighborhoods, and then it would just spread just tremendously fast once it became obvious what a resource it was, because you're getting rid of a waste, and you are producing something that'll provide protein and calories. And in an SHTF situation, in a suburban area like this, that could be a lifesaver. It could save a lot of lives, and it would really piss off the government too, because a lot of people would no longer be as dependent on the government handouts and whatnot. In a SHTF situation, you do not want to have your hand out. That's what, yeah. So basically, as soon as I get my feet underneath me here, I'll be able to continue my preps and prep in a sensible way that is useful for both normal day-to-day life, as well as long-term life and NSHTF. I want my preps to cover all of those possibilities. Well, okay, amigos, I've got things to do in the condo really early, so I had better start winding down to crash early. So, see ya.